I wonder what the realm of the dead is like. Perhaps Princess Air can tell me more about it.
This year, I lost my dear husband, Edgar.
Quit telling everyone I'm dead!
Sometimes I can still hear his voice. If only Edgar was alive.
I told you, woman, I'm right here!
Okay.
Greetings, warriors! My name's Pretty, and let's talk about this newest Resplendent. Hi, so before we get into today's Resplendent review, I got a couple of things I want to talk about. If you aren't in the mental state to deal with any of the things going on right now in the world, and you just need escapism, skip to this timestamp, because, you know, your feelings are valid. Your feelings of being overwhelmed are valid, so I want to give that warning, but I do want to talk about what happened in the Supreme Court yesterday, as of recording, and how they overturned Roe v. Wade, providing abortion rights to, you know, people. It's the world we are in right now is terrifying. I will be frank. I am scared to be a mother. I am scared to be a woman. I'm scared to be a woman, and I am scared for the hundreds of thousands of women that are going to die from this decision. It hurts to think about progress going backwards, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to take a moment and say whatever you're feeling in regards to this situation is 100% valid. If you're angry, if you are heartbroken, if you feel numb, all of that negative emotion is valid. If you're happy about this decision, I suggest you stop watching my channel, because I'm not that type of person, okay? But and if you feel like you are just too overwhelmed and feel like you can't do anything, that is completely valid too, because we are living in very unprecedented times, and it's okay to not be okay. But I just want to take a moment and say, hey, it's something I say at the end of every video, but keep fighting your battles. And it might look bleak and depressing to try to think for the future right now, but it's easy to do that, and it's easy to just say, that's how it is. This is the cards I've been drawn. But if you are able to keep fighting, even if it's small things, even if it's just waking up in the day and finding something positive about the world instead of all the pain, you're doing good. If you're able to fight more, obviously I encourage that. Use your voices. Use everything you can to make yourself heard, because we deserve to have a voice. If you're not from America and you just feel guilty about this, be the person that you can, you reach out to others and say, hey, I'm here for you. I know it's extremely painful. I'm here for you. I'm here to be a shoulder to cry on. I'm here to show you that, hey, you can take a break. You can see the good things in the world. Because if you don't take that break, your brain is going to be so overwhelmed and you're not going to feel like you can do anything. So please, keep fighting. Make sure to take breaks for yourself and treat yourself kindly in this time, because it's really hard for everybody. But yeah, there's my little spiel. Let's get into the more peppy version of me and, do this Resplendent review. Thanks for listening. Typical, here's the order of things I do on the screen, next to me. But before we actually really dive into Karla here, I wanted to ask you all a question. So I'm wanting to revamp, as you can see behind me, all of the little design aesthetics for each of the realms. I feel like I can really improve on them, and we have some new characters that fit into the realms and stuff, and I figure it's it's time for them to be a little updated. So I wanted to ask if you guys were interested in watching me do like a stream to, put some new sheets together and figure out the design aesthetics, or you just want me to surprise you and go patoon. Let me know down below. I'm curious. I'm very curious. So, with that question out of the way, let's talk about the design aesthetic for Hell. Because Karla is Hell. If you didn't know that already, you probably should have already known that already. Why am I even suggesting that you don't know it already? But okay, so Hell design aesthetic is lots of black, lots of off-white colors, like they avoid pure white, okay? They avoid pure white. Some sort of bright accent color, and silver being a prominent metal color. Important things to keep in mind, they have lots of ripped fabric, lots of long capes and stuff. Their armor typically is like black, not really, shiny gold or silver. And like bodysuits with lots of flowing fabric after that. So with that in mind, let's take a look at Karla. Was anyone expecting Karla? I honestly wasn't. I mean, like, I'm happy for Karla fans, but I was just like, hello. I mean, she looks good. She does look good. So let's break down her design a bit and see how well she fits. So she does have black. Fabulous. She does have a bright accent color, which is this beautiful blue. I love this blue. This blue looks so nice. My main problem with her is her white. It's very clean white, and it doesn't feel off-colored. It doesn't feel like it's really like old fabric, because that's the kind of vibe that I get from Hell characters. They're very gothic, and they very much feel like reminiscent of like dead things, because when pure white fabric ages over time, it gets dirty, it gets darker in color, it gets murkier, more rips and tears and stuff. And Karla's just doesn't have enough of that in her white. Like, I appreciate her sash being torn at the bottom. Like, that tearing out on her sash looks amazing. But just the white fabric on her, it doesn't feel like it was torn. It's not really worn with time. It feels like more somebody cut it with scissors instead of it being old. And like, I guess that's nitpicky, but I feel like that the old vibe is very vital. That very worn out vibe is vital to Hell designs. So she's missing that a little bit, I will say. She does have a lot of flowy fabric. She does have the silver as her metal color, fabulous. She does have a lot more of a tight-fitting shirt with, flowy arms and arms and skirt. And I think overall, like, she does really fit well. If I were to get more nitpicky, I would say there's certain things that it doesn't fit, but she does fit very well. Like, you can look at her and be like, yeah, she is a Hell design, not like, some other characters in Resplendent forms. So overall, I think I'm gonna give her a solid 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, obviously. It's not the best Hell Resplendent. and Robin. But like, it's good. It is very good. Now let's talk about her personality and how well it fits into the theming of Hell. So the tentative theming for Hell is sacrifices for the causes that they believe in. Typically, lots of death, lots of self-sacrificing themselves. Wow, that was an awful sentence. But that kind of thing where it's a little darker than the rest. So if you want to avoid any spoilers for Karla and her games that she's in, or game, skip to this timestamp down below, and I'm just reading off of the Fire Emblem wiki, so you are free to say I'm wrong in this. Let's go. It is implied in her supports with Farina that she and Karl were either born or have lived in Sakai, though she mentioned that her ancestors sailed from across the sea. She and her brother were raised in a place with no contact with the other Sakayan tribes, a place where women are not allowed to touch swords and have and have to always listen to what men say. With the law of inheritance meant only one would learn the secret ways of the family, she lost everyone in her family except Karla, who then severed ties to his past. She then wandered the continent in search for her brother. While searching for her brother's whereabouts, she would drop by various arenas, winning in succession until she came to be feared as the Sword Princess. In the arena, she was challenged by Bartre, who she took interest in, and they eventually grew to be lovers. Although she mastered the art of swordplay, she generally dislikes fighting and often finds peaceful methods of resolving conflict, fighting in arenas mainly in hopes of finding her brother, still due to not being influenced by the various other tribes, leading to an ignorant outlook of the world, and even after she finds out the truth about Karla, she strives to redeem him or die trying. So overall, I think she fits. Please, again, as I said before I read her spiel, let me know, because like Fire Emblem fandom wikis, miss a lot of information. And I feel like she fits because she does have a heavy sacrifice with how she was raised and what happened to people close to her. She also is sacrificing essentially her entire self so she can find a specific person. So I think she fits, but definitely isn't like a perfect fit, So she's gonna get a nice 7 out of 10 in my opinion. And finally, my overall thoughts on the Resplendent. What's with her face? I get it's probably the artist's art style. Totally fine with that. She just looks so much like female Kirito. I know that's bad to say, but she does. In this art style, she really does. And I don't know, it just feels like she has lost a lot of that edge that her original art had. And I'm not saying it's bad art style, it's just not what I would see for Karla in my understanding of her. I do really, really like that blue color. That blue color is just so nice. It works so well with all of her colors, and like her hair color, like perfect. Love that combination. Her art, like the rest of her art is fine. I'm not the biggest fan of just her holding the sword to attack. Like, she's holding it with 2 hands, and 1 hand is on the blade. It feels like you're not supposed to do that when you're, killing people with a sword. I also don't really like her special art. I do love the glowing effects that they did with it, and the light shading that they did. So nice. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel cohesive, I guess. Other than the art, I think the design is fine. It's not anything like amazing. It's definitely a step up from some previous Resplendents. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have a cold today. But yeah, just not like amazing one, not like a bad one, obviously, but definitely not as good as other Resplendents. So she's probably gonna just get a nice 7, rounded off, to match the rest of her numbers. And now, let's slap her onto my tier list. I feel like she's a good B tier, for sure. Like, she's definitely nowhere near as bad as, like, Lorena or Takumi, in my opinion. If I'm taking the special art into account. Okay, I think, thinking about her special art and how the others have special arts, because special art really, like, as you can tell, like, all of their icons are their special art, and, like, special art really, like, hits a note with me because I love how it looks. I think I'm gonna put Karla right underneath Gaius and right before Julia. I think right there fits for her perfectly. I think someday I just need to go through and redo this list. Because, like, looking at it, I'm just like, I feel like some of my opinions on these arts have changed now that they've been in the game for a while. Maybe I could do a double stream of revamping my design aesthetics and revamping this tier list. Maybe. Let me know your thoughts down below. And not only on those, let me know what you think about Karla. I definitely wasn't expecting her. She's getting a lot of love this year with Resplendent and her alt. earlier this year. But yeah, let me know what you think about her. I'm excited that more characters like her are getting Resplendents, but I do wish, Olivia got a Resplendent soon, because I'm starting to get anxious. It's actually halfway through the year. Oh my god, it's already halfway through the year. Ugh. But, she hasn't gotten one yet, and I'm getting nervous. Intelligent systems, what are you doing? Anywho's, sorry for the lack of streams lately, by the way. Toddler has been potty training, and that's been very draining. It's going well. It's going very well, but so draining. I hope to get back into streaming consistently soon. With that all said, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep fighting your battles, seriously. Like, in this time, please, keep fighting. It's hard, but you can do it, I promise. And I'll see you guys next time. Toodaloo!